A $500 drone just destroyed a $10 million tank. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality of war in 2026. In the last 5 years, warfare has changed more than it did in the last 50. Billion-dollar militaries are being outsmarted by machines that cost less than a used car. Today, we're going inside the rise of drone warfare and why no army on Earth is prepared for what's coming next. Stay to the end, because the last country on this list might shock you. For over 100 years, war followed the same formula. Tanks led the charge. Jets ruled the skies. Soldiers took the ground. Victory belonged to whoever had the biggest army and the most expensive weapons. Entire economies were built around producing steel giants, battleships, fighter jets, armored vehicles. A single aircraft carrier could cost more than $13 billion. A stealth fighter jet, over $100 million, just for one unit. For decades, this was the only way to project power. But somewhere in a garage, engineers were building something that would break this entire system. A machine small enough to fit in a backpack, and powerful enough to change the outcome of a war. It started quietly. Small reconnaissance drones used just to gather information, but engineers quickly realized if a drone can see the enemy, it can also strike the enemy. The first armed drones changed the rules of engagement forever. No pilot risked their life. No soldier had to storm the battlefield. A person sitting thousands of miles away could now make life or death decisions. Then came Nagorno-Karabakh in 2020, a war that shocked military analysts worldwide. Azerbaijan's drones wiped out Armenia's tanks and artillery in a way no one expected. Old Soviet-era armor stood no chance against machines flying above, unseen and unheard. The world took notice, and a new arms race began. Turkey's Bayraktar TB2 became a symbol of this new era. Cheap to build, deadly in the right hands, and every military on Earth was suddenly asking the same question: are we already behind? Then came the war that changed everything: Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Neither side had the resources for a traditional, decades-long arms buildup, so both sides turned to something faster, cheaper, and terrifyingly effective. FPV drones, first-person view drones, became the deadliest weapon on the battlefield. These drones cost as little as $500 each, yet they were destroying tanks worth millions in a matter of seconds. Soldiers on both sides began wearing anti-drone shields on their vehicles, but even that wasn't always enough. Entire trench lines were monitored 24 hours a day by drones circling overhead. Soldiers said it felt like there was nowhere left to hide. Some units began losing more equipment to drones than to artillery. This war proved something terrifying. You don't need a massive army to win anymore. You just need better technology and the will to use it. And the entire world was watching, taking notes.
While Ukraine dominated headlines, another drone war was unfolding in the Middle East. Iran had spent years quietly building one of the most feared drone programs in the world. Their Shahed drones became infamous: cheap, slow, but devastating in large numbers. A single Shahed drone costs a fraction of the missile needed to shoot it down. This created an economic nightmare for defenders. Spending a $1 million missile to destroy a $20,000 drone is not sustainable. Israel responded by developing one of the most advanced drone defense systems on Earth: laser-based interceptors, AI-guided radar systems, a technological arms race in real time.
Every strike, every interception was a live experiment in the future of war, and the entire region became a testing ground for weapons that will shape the next century. This wasn't just a regional conflict anymore. It was a preview of what every future war might look like. As smaller nations proved what drones could do, the world's superpowers panicked. The United States, long confident in its military dominance, was suddenly playing catch-up. Billions of dollars were redirected from traditional weapons into drone research. New programs focused on something even more dangerous: autonomous drones. Machines that don't need a human pilot at all. Artificial intelligence making decisions in real time, faster than any human ever could. China wasn't far behind, investing heavily in swarm technology. Imagine not one drone attacking, but 1,000, moving as a single mind. Swarms can overwhelm even the most advanced defense systems, simply through sheer numbers.
Russia began developing drones designed specifically to hunt other drones, a new kind of aerial battlefield, invisible to the naked eye, fought entirely by machines. Even smaller nations without massive budgets began building their own drone programs. For the first time in history, military power wasn't just about money, it was about who could innovate the fastest. This shift terrified military strategists around the world, because the old rules of war no longer applied.
But with this new power came a terrifying question. What happens when machines are given the power to kill without human approval? Autonomous weapons could make split-second decisions with zero emotional judgment. No hesitation, no conscience, just calculated efficiency. Human rights organizations have repeatedly warned about the dangers of this technology. Once a drone can identify and eliminate a target on its own, who is responsible if it's wrong? There is no clear answer, and that terrifies experts. Meanwhile, drone technology has become dangerously accessible. Terrorist groups and non-state actors have already begun modifying commercial drones into weapons. A technology once reserved for global superpowers is now available to almost anyone. This has created an entirely new category of global security threats. Airports, power plants, and even public events are now considered vulnerable targets. Governments are racing to build defenses against threats that didn't exist a decade ago. The genie is out of the bottle, and there's no putting it back. So where does this leave the future of warfare? Experts predict that within the next decade, most militaries will rely on drones for over half their operations. Human soldiers won't disappear, but their role will change dramatically. Future wars may be fought primarily by machines, with humans making only the final decisions. Underwater drones are already being developed to patrol oceans undetected. Space-based drones may soon monitor entire continents in real time. Some nations are even developing drones capable of repairing or refueling themselves mid-mission. The line between science fiction and reality is disappearing fast. This technological race won't slow down anytime soon. Every nation understands one simple truth: fall behind in drone technology, and you fall behind in power. The next global conflict may not be decided by who has the biggest army. It may be decided by who has the smartest machines. And that is a terrifying thought for the entire world, because this isn't a race anyone can afford to lose. From backyard hobbyist toys to battlefield-dominating weapons, drones have completely rewritten the rules of war. In less than a decade, they've made billion-dollar militaries rethink everything they thought they knew. Nations that once relied on sheer size and firepower are now being challenged by innovation and speed. The battlefield of the future won't be defined by who is biggest. It will be defined by who adapts the fastest. And right now, that race is already underway. Every country you saw in this video is racing toward the same goal: total air dominance through unmanned technology. The only question left is, who will get there first? If you found this breakdown eye-opening, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the technology reshaping our world. Let us know in the comments, which country's drone program do you think will dominate the future?